I'm going to continue with these video clips, breaking them down. The 24 trillion stolen and counting. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, all announcing record profits. And remember, the Pentagon standing by if you don't keep paying those foreign bankers. They told Congress, you do this or we're going to declare martial law and we're going to shut down the Congress. Well, Congress should have stood up at that point, but then Al-Qaeda would have detonated an A-bomb probably. Ooh. See, the Congress knows they're dealing with major level gangsters. Oh, you didn't give the bankers power. Oh, Al-Qaeda hit. Al-Qaeda hit Washington. The executive hates having to set up a dictatorship now. The continuity of government system just hates power. That's why they're in power and control, because they don't like to wield power, because they're not ruthless, because they're real nice and limp-wristed. And that's not just my opinion. The British 10-year Ministry of Defense perspective in 2007 said that Western governments would simply neutron bomb any citizen group that tried to take over the Capitol or 10 Downing Street. If you ever try to have a revolution, they're just going to drop weapons on you. And if the Congress ever tries it, they're going to kill them. But the good news is we're going to take over the counties and the cities, and the idea of liberty is going to take over. You can't have one frontal assault, one battle with these people. Their whole architecture is built around defeating that. But they cannot stop you. You are immovable. You are inexorable. You are the unstoppable, terrible force when you just decide to hand out DVDs and call into radio shows and go speak before city council and say no to bureaucrats and expose them. Just all of us doing it's just an unstoppable will, just taking the enemy and going, just terminate them in the info war. Because they have to have your broken spirit, your broke-back attitude for them to be able to succeed. They've got to have you capitulate to them. Well, don't capitulate. We're going to end this hour, and then I'm going to play the clip about the 24 trillion and then get a guest on and continue with your calls. But I want to tell you about a few of the sponsors today I haven't plugged yet. eFoodsDirect.com is the name in high-quality sterile foods. eFoodsDirect.com. Do not wait with these scumbag filth running things. You need to be self-sufficient. Firearms, gold, silver, and number one, food and water. They got high-quality water filters, food, everything. Yeah, they got a lot of great stuff. This is where I've chosen to buy my food, and then I said, hey, this is the best food I ever got. A lot of other stuff was crud. It's brand new, high-quality, non-GMO food. I said, I'm going to use eFoods Direct. eFoodsDirect.com. eFoods, E-F-O-O-D-S, Direct.com. eFoodsDirect.com or 1-800-409-5633. 1-800-409-5633. Do not wait. Do not procrastinate. Call them today. eFoodsDirect.com. 1-800-409-5633. Also, a home game. The Little Happy Max, the Orange Gorilla. Link through at that at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. The site is absolutely free. HomeGain.com. They have the free home sale maximizer at HomeGain.com. The free home sale maximizer is my favorite. You put in your home address or info, and it tells you the best upgrades to make for your house, or you don't have to put your address in either way. The cheapest things to do to get the highest sale value from it. There's also another system where you type in your home address, you get a free estimate on your home's value from the same internal systems that the realtors use. So find out what they think your home's really worth. HomeGain.com. 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 We're going to go ahead and start the final hour here. And I will get to that video clip and news about the 24 trill. It's just 24 trill, double the GDP. The bankers need that money. Back on October 3rd, Congress refused to pass legislation giving unlimited money to the private run-for-profit Federal Reserve. They stole tens of trillions in the first 3 or 4 months and then held the money and stopped lending. And that actually drove up real interest rates, not what they claimed interest rates were of 0%. Actually drove up the cost of lending and less loans were made. And that they've almost got the economy ripe, though. Things are imploding. Things are falling apart. Now they're streaming in with the investment bankers, with your tax money, buying everything up. And remember, you pay the taxes, the $24 trillion now, double the GDP. That's double the GDP. Say it with me. Double the GDP, $24 trillion. That's more than double all the mortgages in the country. Not outstanding mortgages, all of them. The amount of taxes each American is expected to pay for this. That's why they're announcing all the new carbon taxes. Taxes on soda pop. Taxes on toilet paper. Taxes on beef. Taxes on plastic. Everything. Agencies given unlimited power to just levy any taxes they want, and they're all forming giant armored cadres of Soviet-style tax police to knock your teeth in. So get ready. Here they come. It's like watching a trillion flesh-eating locusts flying towards you. And it is not a pretty situation. Cost of bailout hits a whopping $24 trillion. PrisonPlanet.com does a great analysis, Paul Joseph Watson. But let's show you CNBC. She gets it wrong. It says $27 trillion. With her high school education, she can't read off the teleprompter. I'm being mean. We all make mistakes. Especially a number that big, it's hard to read it correctly. Then she corrects it for 24 trill. But here she is, CNBC, 24 trill, that you're going to pay, and you're going to pay interest on. You give it to the bankers, and then you pay them. They loan it to you, and you pay interest, and they loan it to the government, you pay interest. Now, that's a scam. That's like somebody comes and robs your car, and they're driving off with it, and then you've got to pay them to steal your car. Like somebody burns your house down, and then you got to pay them for the cost of them burning the house down. Go ahead and play her.
Editor at the Daily Beast. Good to see you, Edward.
Hi.
We're waiting for the president on health care, and I see that you've also been blogging about this issue of what's been used, what the TARP funds have been used for, and we're all kind of scratching our heads about this leaked testimony from the TARP Inspector General, who says that the ultimate government sponsorship could be $23 trillion, not to overstate it. Any thoughts on all this?
We had a bit of a hint of this last week, I think, when Goldman reported its $3.5 billion quarter profits. We actually have a column on our site today, thedailybeast.com, by one Charlie Gasparino, who compares this use of TARP money to essentially giving Goldman, in this case, $100 to go to Vegas, making $1,000, and thanks very much, you get your 100 back.
You know, we've kind of been down that road. We had Charlie on a little bit earlier, but, you know, to the points that we were making a little bit earlier on the air, we have heard from a number of banks that they are making loans. Bank of America, we mentioned a few moments ago, we talked to some community bankers who said that they are lending as well, and a number of other larger institutions that say they're lending. And besides, who's to say what the TARP money ultimately should be used for? What are you hearing from people?
Well, I think that's right. There's no question there's plenty of a lot of lending going on, and this does go back. This takes us back 9 or 10 months to when TARP was being crashed through just before the election, and you know, nobody. You're exactly right. Really settled exactly what it's for.
So there you have it.
It's purely for lending.
They just go on and basically say it's a good thing. Oh, it's good. Let's get the economy going. As the economy is in absolute free fall. You look at the actual numbers, they're hoarding the cash. So there you have it. We're going to get into the drugging of this nation. The THX 1138 Brave New World, straight ahead.